Welcome to Bar India NewsHours. Government withdraws advisory against Aadhar warning after online panic. Aadhar is a 12-digit unique identity number that is issued to all Indian residents, and the process of obtaining the Aadhar card involves collection of citizens' fingerprints, retina scans as well as their face photos. It is one of the biggest biometric databases on the planet with around 1.2 billion enrollments covering around 89% of India's population. Infosys has designed to simplify the bureaucratic nature of government schemes in India. Before the creation and advent of Aadhar, availing the benefits of government programs was very difficult and taxing for the poor. It involved filing a lot of complicated paperwork, providing several proofs of residence and identification, and also required people to take time off work to complete these requirements. Aadhar has since then replaced most requirements for identification proof and is usually the only document required to avail a government scheme. The Aadhar card is now linked with services such as driving license, school scholarships, cooking gas subsidies, passports, pensions and provident fund accounts. The Aadhar card is also being considered for provision of the services provided by the Indian railway system, especially the online reservation process. One of the major criticisms of Aadhar has been the numerous major security lapses that have been omnipresent in the workings of Aadhar and which have, as a result, made the system prone to data leaks. Aadhar is the world's largest biometric identity system. There have been several reports Aadhar data was being accessed by unauthorized personnel working for the government. The Supreme Court in 2018 upheld the validity of the Aadhar but flagged privacy concerns and reined in a government push to make it mandatory for everything from banking to telecom services. On May 27, a regional office of UIDAI, the body that oversees the national biometric ID system Aadhar, warned users recently that unlicensed private entities such as hotels and theatre halls are not permitted to collect or keep copies of Aadhar, a 12-digit unique number that ties an individual's fingerprints and retina scan, and people should avoid sharing photocopies of their Aadhar to prevent misuse. The warning prompted an immediate and wide backlash from individuals. 2 days after the Unique Identification Authority of India issued an advisory directing Indians not to give photocopies of their Aadhar cards to various organizations, the Press Information Bureau has withdrawn the notice, urging citizens instead to exercise normal prudence while using the universal IDs. It had recommended using a masked Aadhar instead, which allows organizations to view the last 4 digits of an individual's Aadhar card. However, in view of the possibility of the misinterpretation of the press release, the same stands withdrawn with immediate effect. Security experts say Aadhar was not meant to directly replace other forms of ID. It was meant to be used for biometric authentication, wherein a person's fingerprint or iris scan is matched with their Aadhar number against a central database. When it is used simply as a photo ID, it becomes more vulnerable to being duplicated or faked because it lacks any traditional security features that are present in other photo IDs such as a microchip, hologram or an official seal. Let's look into today's headlines in Bar India. Government allots Rs 3,683 crore 4G project to Jio and Airtel. The government has allocated a project worth Rs 3,683 crore for providing 4G mobile services in uncovered villages of aspirational districts. Under the project, Bharti Airtel will install 1,083 mobile towers with an expenditure of Rs 847.95 crore in Jharkhand and Maharashtra, and Reliance Jio will roll out 3,696 towers for Rs 2,836 crore. The project will be funded by Universal Service Obligation Fund and is likely to be completed by November 2023. MCA probes ZTE and Vivo for alleged financial impropriety. The Indian government is reportedly investigating the Indian units of Chinese companies ZTE Corporations and Vivo for alleged financial impropriety. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs received information that potential violations, including fraud, were committed by both the companies. The MCA has asked auditors to study ZTE's financial reports and submit their findings immediately. Simultaneously, a probe was sought in April against Vivo to examine irregularities in ownership and financial reporting. The MCA has also sent letters to some of the Chinese companies seeking details about their directors, stakeholders, beneficiaries and owners. SEBI mandates cybersecurity audit for KRAs. As per a mandate by SEBI, the KYC registration agencies will have to conduct a comprehensive cyber audit at least twice in a fiscal year. The new rules say that KRAs will have to identify and classify critical assets based on their sensitivity and criticality to business operations, services and data management. The agencies will also have to submit a statement from the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer certifying compliance by them with SEBI cybersecurity related guidelines and notices issued periodically. Bounds to set up battery swapping infrastructure at fuel stations of BPCL. Electric mobility player Bounce Infinity has partnered with Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited for setting up battery swapping infrastructure at fuel stations of the public sector oil major. The smart framework will cater not only to the company's retail business but also support the interoperable partners for two-wheelers and three-wheelers and those two- and three-wheelers that have been converted to electric vehicles from conventional engines. Starting from Bengaluru, the battery swapping service will be expanded to major metro cities in a phased manner, aiming to set up 3,000 stations across top 10 cities. Samsung to stop producing LCD by June end. Samsung Display will stop producing LCDs at the end of June, 6 months ahead of the previously planned deadline. Samsung Display has taken the decision to end LCD production, faltering by a declining global competitive edge due to cheaper products made by its Chinese and Taiwanese counterparts. Samsung had earlier planned to shut down its LCD business in 2020, but due to COVID-19 and the demand for cheaper home entertainment devices, including low-cost smartphones and tablets, the company postponed this major step. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VAR India News Magazine. You can download the VAR India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.